Have you ever felt like you're playing a game, but you don't know the rules? Well, the rules have been written, and for centuries, they've been the secret playbook of the world's most powerful people. We're diving deep into the controversial masterpiece, The 48 Laws of Power, and exposing the untold dark psychology that makes these laws so terrifyingly effective. This isn't just about history, it's about understanding the hidden currents that shape our daily lives, from the boardroom to your social circle. Buckle up, because we're about to reveal the strategies that operate in the shadows. Let's jump straight to Law 3, Conceal your intentions. People are like open books, constantly telegraphing their next move. But power players, they operate like master illusionists. They use decoys, false sincerity, and misleading actions to keep everyone guessing. Think of a magician focusing your attention on his right hand while the real trick happens in his left. In social dynamics, someone might openly praise a rival's idea, making them feel secure, only to subtly sabotage it later by raising innocent concerns with key decision makers. It's a smokescreen. They lead you down a garden path, and by the time you realize it's a dead end, they're miles ahead. The key isn't to lie, but to be vague, to keep your true goals shrouded in mist. Never let them see what you're really after until it's too late for them to stop you. Now, let's look at a law that seems counterintuitive. Law 4, always say less than necessary. In a world that rewards self-promotion, why would you stay quiet? Because the more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. Silence is intimidating. It makes people uncomfortable. They rush to fill the void, and in doing so, they reveal their own intentions, their weaknesses, their fears. When you speak, make your words deliberate and ambiguous. Let others interpret your silence. They will project their own insecurities onto you, often seeing you as more powerful and intelligent than you might actually be. This is a classic dark psychology tactic known as strategic ambiguity. You create a blank canvas, and others paint a portrait of power for you. This pairs perfectly with Law 6, court attention at all cost. In the modern world, this is truer than ever. Attention is the new currency. To be ignored is to be powerless. You must stand out. Be mysterious, be controversial, be larger than life. It's better to be slandered and attacked than to be overlooked. Think of famous artists or entrepreneurs who built their brands on a unique, sometimes outrageous, persona. They understand that mediocrity is a death sentence. Create a spectacle. Associate your name with quality and style, but never let yourself become part of the boring, faceless crowd. Your reputation is your most valuable asset, so guard it with your life, and make sure it's a reputation people can't stop talking about. Let's pivot to a darker, more manipulative law. Law 11, learn to keep people dependent on you. This is the art of becoming indispensable. If people can replace you, they will. If they need you for their own success and happiness, you hold all the cards. This isn't about being the most liked, it's about being the most necessary. Possess a skill or knowledge that no one else has. Be the sole provider of a crucial resource. This creates a subtle, unbreakable chain of dependency. In relationships, this can manifest as being the only source of emotional validation for someone. In business, it's being the only person who knows how the critical system works. The more they rely on you, the more freedom and power you have. It's a cold, calculated strategy, but it's the bedrock of lasting influence. Now, let's explore Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. A single act of honesty can cover a multitude of deceptions. When you're known for being ruthless, a surprising act of kindness or a moment of transparent honesty throws people completely off guard. Their cynical defenses drop. They think, maybe they're not so bad after all. That is the exact moment you strike. This is a psychological Trojan horse. You offer a gift, but inside is your hidden agenda. One heartfelt gesture, one strategically timed honest admission, can make people trust you, making them far more vulnerable to your next, more significant move. It's about lulling the enemy into a false sense of security before you advance. Here's a law that plays on our deepest insecurities. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. If you leave even one ember glowing, it will eventually reignite. History is filled with leaders who showed mercy to a defeated foe, only to be overthrown by that same enemy later. When you have an advantage, press it until your opponent is completely neutralized, not just physically, but morally and psychologically. This means shattering their reputation, cutting off their support base, and leaving them with no hope of recovery. It sounds brutal, and it is. But from a purely strategic standpoint, half measures and hesitant victories create future rivals. Total victory is the only true security. Power cannot afford to be sentimental. Let's dive deeper into the mind games with Law 26. Keep your hands clean. This is the art of the perfect crime, socially and professionally. You must be a model of efficiency and civility, but use others as your scapegoats and pawns to accomplish your dirty work. When something goes wrong, someone else is always there to take the fall. You appear blameless, your reputation untouched. This involves mastering delegation, not for efficiency, but for deniability. You use intermediaries and messengers. You hint at what you want done without ever giving a direct order. If the plan succeeds, you take the credit. If it fails, you express shock and disappointment at the unfortunate actions of your underling. Your hands remain pristine while others are stained. Now, let's talk about timing, the unsung hero of power. Law 35. Master the art of timing. Power is nothing without perfect timing. You must learn to recognize the spirit of the times and the prevailing trends. There are 3 types of time to master: long time, the overall direction of things; force time, your ability to act quickly and decisively when an opportunity appears; and end time, knowing when to bring a plan to a conclusion. Rushing a plan can lead to disaster, but waiting too long means the opportunity will pass. Power players seem to have a sixth sense for this. They stay patient when everyone else is panicking, and they strike with lightning speed when everyone else is complacent. They don't just react to time, they bend it to their will. And what about perception? Law 34. Be royal in your own fashion, act like a king to be treated like one. The way you carry yourself determines how others treat you. If you act common and sure and apologetic, people will walk all over you. But if you project confidence, self-respect, and an air of destiny, people will instinctively believe you are destined for greatness. Your belief in yourself becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is about more than just faking it till you make it. It's about embodying the dignity and self-assurance of royalty. People are drawn to those who seem certain of their own value. They want to follow a king, not a court jester. Demand the best, associate with the best, and you will be perceived as the best. Finally, let's touch on the ultimate law of adaptation, Law 48. Assume formlessness. The most powerful force in nature is water. It has no fixed shape. It can flow, or it can crash. It can be soft, or it can be hard. To hold true power, you must be like water. Don't bet on stability or a single, rigid plan. The world is constantly changing, and your enemies are always adapting. You must be fluid and predictable, and able to change your form to suit any situation. This is the pinnacle of strategic thinking. Rigid, predictable people are easy to defeat. They have patterns. But if you are formless, no one knows your next move. You are everywhere and nowhere, a ghost in the machine, able to adapt and overcome any obstacle. These laws are not a moral compass. They are a toolbox. They reveal the often spoken mechanics of human interaction. Understanding them is not about becoming a monster, but about protecting yourself from them. It's about recognizing these patterns in others and in the world around you, so you are no longer a pawn in someone else's game. You are now the player. You know the rules. How you choose to play is up to you. Thank you for watching. If you want to dive deeper into the shadows of human nature, be sure to subscribe for more.